Okay, fab. So, hi everyone. A massive warm welcome this evening to what I'm going to be talking you through, which is my story. Some of you who are logged into this evening's webinar are already a business owner with our fantastic company, but some of you aren't. And the reason why you've been asked to join this webinar this evening is basically just to hear my story. If you've already been added onto the Forever Business Opportunity page, you've probably seen a couple of my things dotted around there about what's happened to me within my first year of business. So this is basically just to give you an idea of my journey, my story, and just to see if there's something in this for you. I'm also going to be doing questions and answers. So if you wouldn't mind, it would be great if you could pop those questions into the chat box now, just so I know how many roughly I've got to answer at the end. And that would be a massive help for me. So as it says on the screen, my name is Kate Mcrae and I am 26 years old, and I've actually been with this company Forever Living for just 1 year. So it's been an amazing year. It's been an emotional roller coaster. It hasn't been plain sailing. I've worked my absolute butt off to get where I am, but that has been worth every single moment that I've done that, because of what it's actually given me now and how different my life looks 1 year on. So I'm just going to talk to you about my background, tell you about my story and how I'm sat here talking to you guys this evening. And basically it's just to give you an insight as to the fact that every single person who's logged onto this, who's thinking about doing it, absolutely can, because this business is already done for you. All you have to do is follow the business model, and that creates you your success in a nutshell. So I'm going to talk to you about my background first, let you know a little bit about myself, and then we can answer some questions that you might have. So I'll just tell you very briefly, I went to university, and the reason I probably did go to university was because lots of people before me in my family had. Don't think I really ever did want to go. It was just kind of expected, so I did. I studied a sports therapy degree, thinking at the end of that I would get a job within sports somehow, whether it was massage or whether it was nutrition or something like that. That's kind of where my interests lay. But when I actually came to graduate within my third year of university, I actually had no job to turn to. I was also in a large amount of debt from uni, and I was looking for something really just to pay the bills. So I found myself working in retail in the Metro Centre, if anyone knows where that is. And I was working for All Saints, the clothing company. And I worked there for 4 years, and it paid the bills, but I was working really long hours, always worked Christmas, always was really underpaid for what I did, never recognised for what I did. So then I moved on, went back to college, studied a beauty therapy course, and then got a job with Clarins, which I really loved. Don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic job. However, I was a massage therapist and I did facials. And if you don't know me, you'll not know that I'm an absolute gobby person. So me standing in a room giving massages to people just was not what I was all about. I love talking. So basically, I decided that I wanted to move on again. Found myself working in a call centre, which was very sales driven, very target driven. I did really well in that job. I was always top of the floor within that, but I worked again really bad hours, so working until 8 o'clock at night some nights, working weekends. Didn't really have a social life. Was just all about work. So then I decided one day while I was sitting in the office, when I'd had a really bad day of sales, I looked out the window, it was raining, and I thought, you know what, might apply for a job overseas working as a holiday rep. So I did. So that's what my most recent job was before I came across this business. So I've just included some photographs of me working abroad. I worked for Thompson's, the holiday company. Sounds really, really glamorous, I know. I did have loads of fun, don't get me wrong. Like, it was a really, really fun job. But again, there was just elements missing in my life that I wasn't really happy with. So what did I like about my previous background? Well, I loved living in the sunshine. I absolutely love holidays, love living in the warmth. Ask anyone who knows me, that's what I want to do in the future. I've always loved helping people. That is the main thing that I love doing. Whether it was helping people in my previous job to have the best holiday ever, whether it's helping my friends and my family out with things that they need help with, whatever it might be, that's just where my passion really lies. What I also loved about my previous job was that no day was the same. Every single day was completely different. And that's something that I love. I can't be a person that goes into an office, works 9 till 5 and does the same tasks day in, day out. I don't mesh well with it. So I love that about my previous background because nothing was the same. I also love that it was a very independent job. I was working obviously away from my home, and working 8 months out of the year in a foreign country, having to kind of learn the cultures, having to learn what everything was about, and I loved that. And obviously I loved exploring the island. So I've just shown you there kind of a couple of things that I was lucky enough to do in my previous job. Things like going on boat cruises, didn't feel like work. Going swimming with the dolphins, surfing, which I still love doing now, and just exploring everywhere that I could possibly explore. So that's what I loved about it. And some people probably do love that job still. But for me, there was loads of things that I didn't like about it. And that was these. So what I didn't like about it was that I was massively overworked. I mean, ridiculously. I was working something like 80 hours a week in that job. And I was on £600 a month. That was my wage, and that was with commission. Considering I turned over that company in 1 month of my employment, nearly €40,000, I think £600 was a little bit stingy, if you ask me. The other thing that I didn't enjoy was that I was a really small number in a massive organisation, so there was zero recognition there, and that massively was brought to light in an unfortunate event, which I'll talk to you about soon. The other thing that I was not enjoying was that I was away from my friends and family for 8 months out of the year. So you miss birthdays, you miss things like christenings, weddings, just things that you really want to be there for, where all your family are there enjoying, and all I got to see was the photographs afterwards. I wasn't able to be involved in things, which massively upset me because my friends and family are my major driving force and major thing that I love in life. The other thing was, it was the freedom aspect. So because I was working 80 hours a week, once I'd finished work, I lived in my accommodation, and I've got tattoos. I'm heavily tattooed. So when people were walking past me, they were like, "Kate, I know you're not working, but," and that was like my dreaded line. And I'd be like, yeah, of course. And I would always help them because I can't not. I'm that type of person. So it got to the point where I was working nearly 24 hours a day, which I was absolutely sick to death of doing. Along with that, I didn't have any choices. I was told where to go, when to do it, to be at this place at that time. And to be honest, I don't really get along with people telling me what to do either. So for me, that was awful. The last thing was the way people treat me. I was swore at. I was occasionally drunk. People used to come to my desk. And really, it was just the way people spoke to me. They were on holiday, but they took things so seriously, to the point where I remember a man telling me that I'd ruined his marriage. Like, what the heck? So that was just really a tough thing to get through. Surrounded by a lot of negativity all of the time, and that definitely had an effect on my life in the future. So I told you that I would tell you about an unfortunate event, and this was kind of my light bulb moment. One day I was told to go to a hotel to attend to an incident. It wasn't one of my hotels, but I had to go down anyway. And basically the reason I was sent down there was that a man who was on his way back to the airport had a heart attack and had actually died. Where you don't think about having to deal with things like that in a job role. That was something that I had to deal with. And the company at the time were really horrendous in the fact that I was given no support. I wasn't asked if I was okay. I was just kind of thrown in at the deep end. It was my second week of being a holiday rep, and I was sent off to deal with a death. So really that kind of tainted that season for me, and I just thought, after this season, I just really don't want to be doing this anymore. My mum came over and visited me, could tell I wasn't happy, and just said, "Look, do you really want to be doing this?" And I was like, no. At the time though, luckily, this is how I got involved with Forever. I was looking for something anyway. I knew it had to be really, really flexible because of the amount of hours that I was working. I needed a decent income because I was also in massive amounts of debt from university still, about 15 grand's worth of debt. And basically, I needed some extra income to top up what I was earning. My work was also seasonal, So I was given summer work, but I wasn't guaranteed to get winter work. So I had to really look after my money to make sure that I was going to be able to be supported and to survive. So basically, I came across this business. And I came across it through chance, really. A girl that I went to school with, Megan Anderson, sent me an inbox on Facebook, a bit like what you might have been sent, and asked me to take a look at the business. Well, I was in the worst place possible within my life. I didn't really couldn't see a way out. I was really looking for something that was going to give me the flexibility, give me the freedom, give me the choices that I mentioned that I didn't have, but also give me the time to spend with my mum, my dad, my family, my friends, and just to be doing things that I want to do, not what other people are telling me what to do. So I responded to Megan, definitely wanted to have a little look at the business, and I did. As soon as she went through the business, I was one of the easy people. I signed up there and then. I didn't have questions. I wasn't worried. I literally was like, this is my ticket out. The only problem was I didn't have the £200 to pay for my box, which is what some people may have the problem with now. What I had to do is I had to use my last £200 off my credit card. That was literally my last funds. And that was like giving over £3,000 there and then. That's how much money that felt like to me at that time, because I was literally skint. I had no money. So I literally that day signed up and got to work, really. I started this business in a different country. I didn't have any of the products around me, so that was a little bit of a challenge at first. But when my mum came out and visited me for the second time, she brought over some products. I started using them and literally fell in love with them. And I knew that it was going to be there and then super easy to tell my friends and family about the products and how brilliant the outcomes of using them were. So I know some people on this call tonight might be a little bit skeptical, because there is people on the opposite end of me who need to know the ins and outs, which is completely fine. Please feel comfortable with that. I'm not one of those people that I just take risks. I don't really think about things. But I know obviously some of you may be thinking that this is a risk, but to me, it's not, because it's a risk-free business, which we'll talk to you about. But why did I start my business primarily? What was kind of the reason that I was looking for doing this for? Well, that was to get myself out of debt, to get myself out of the situation that I was in, and just to be earning some money. Something as simple as being able to afford my toiletries while I was living in Portugal, because I was literally skint. Even though I was earning money there and had my accommodation and food paid for, you still needed money to survive. So that was why I was looking to start my business. All I wanted was a couple of £100 per month. That was it. I was literally wanting that to help my mum out, my dad out, to help me out, because we've always been in debt as a family, so I just really wanted to help them out as well as me. Now, the thing with this business was I started really part-time. I started working around 5 hours a week. That's all I had spare because of the amount of hours I was working. Within the first month of me running my business part-time overseas, I managed to earn more than what I was earning working 80 hours a week with Thompson's. So to me, I was like, this works. I'm getting to work now. This is not going to not happen for me. This is my ticket out of here. This is my ticket out of leaving work. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to have a financially secure future. I'm going to be my own boss. So let's get to work and let's do this. And that's exactly what I did. Now, it hasn't been plain sailing. It really hasn't. This is a business. So whenever I'm talking to people about the business, I do say to them, look, if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like that. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like that as well. So I've treated this like a business from day one. And because I've done that, this now has just completely changed my life. If you're only looking to retail and earn a couple of £100 a month, that is brilliant, because you can do that really quickly within your first month. If you're then looking to earn a little bit more, you can also do that too, because we will coach you, guide you, and support you all the way through doing that. But the reason why this hasn't been easy for me is this business is a lot down to yourself. A lot of it is down to your mindset. And a lot of it is down to how much you are willing to work for what you want. Now, I was willing to work my butt off to get out of debt because I was sick of it. I'd been in it for far too long. I couldn't see how my life was going to change. I was really depressed and I had really low self-esteem and anxiety issues. So for me, to use this business to get myself better in those respects, but also to better my finance and to better myself generally, I saw this as my way out. Now, the reason it hasn't been easy is because, like I say, it is down to you. So when I do feel like I'm in a bit of a low mood, I really have to work on myself really a lot to keep my motivation going and to really keep myself uplifted and to keep myself moving forward with my business. But you've got lots and lots of support around you to help you do this. And I genuinely couldn't have done this without the people around me, which I'll talk to you about soon. So what has this business given me? Well, my God, it has totally changed my life. This business has allowed me to leave full-time employment, and this is my full-time job, but I work part-time. So this is crazy for me because I've always had a couple of jobs all of the time for all of my life. So now to go from having loads of jobs to just having one that's part-time and earns me the most money I've ever earned in my life is a bit crazy. It takes a little while for you to get your head around, but this is how powerful this business is. I was actually able to leave my full-time job only 6 months into my journey, which I never thought was possible, ever. I thought it was going to take me years. But really, this is how quick you can do this if you really want to do it. What it's also done is it's given me a massive personal growth journey. Obviously, I mentioned that I do suffer from depression now and then. So when I'm feeling quite low in mood, this business absolutely helps me because we actually help you within mindset. That's something that we train within our business. So when I first started this business, I was probably the worst person, like the worst student to take on or the worst person to start a business with, because my attitude to life was pretty rubbish. I'm going to admit it. I was really negative. I was really pessimistic. I always saw the bad in everything, not the good. I always thought things were going to fail, were going to not work out. But this is what this business has done for me. It's completely changed my mindset. So I now see the good in everything, see the good in people, can see the good in situations. I never dwell on the bad. And if I do, I soon get myself out of it. It's helped me cope and deal better with my depression or my low moods. And really, it's helped me in the fact that I can now afford to pay an amazing girl called Nick Pigeon, who is my mindset coach, and she really is helping me to target things that I do need to work on personally. So that's how it's also helped me change my life, because I can now afford to fund that. But the main thing is, coming back to why I love this business and why I loved my old job, is because I get to help other people. So other people who have gone through what I go through or what I have been through, I can now help them do the same too. So that's helped me grow as a person, because it's helped me to become a lot less selfish and way more selfless now. And I absolutely love giving time to people and seeing their journey and seeing them grow and coming out of the bad side to the good side. It's an amazing feeling. The other thing that it's given me is recognition, something that I was massively starved of in the past. You get ridiculous recognition with this business, like the certificates coming through the door all the time, badges saying well done. I get like presents off the people who've introduced me to the business, like a bottle of Veuve Clicquot and a Marc Jacobs watch for hitting one of my promotions, which thanks Megs. It's like amazing that I can get things like that. From the company, you get rewarded by going down to some amazing events where you walk across the stage, and the guy that you can see in the photo, Bob, he actually recognises you. You get sashes. He talks to you. He compliments how well you're doing with your business. And you just really get noticed every single step of the way. Now, I've had 4 promotions in 1 year, and I've had 7 pay rises in 1 year as well. And the pay rises aren't just small, they're huge. So to get your head around that's also quite weird, considering that I was on less than minimum wage, and the most recognition I ever got in my last job was basically, well done, Kate, the words verbally being said. That was about it. So to go from something where I was never recognised to something where I'm constantly recognised, I was like, this is weird. Like I didn't really like it at first, but now I love it. And I'm the one giving out the recognition to all my team. I'm like, love it, well done, you're so brilliant. Like, because I genuinely mean it, because they're doing so well. So recognition for me it's been a huge part in my journey, and I'm so thankful that I've had that opportunity. You probably can see the little yellow suitcase there that I'm holding as well. That is another just random recognition they give you for helping other people join the business and helping them on their journey and helping them get what they want, which is insane. So yeah. The other thing that it's massively brought to my life and helped me to increase in is the amount of friends that I now have. I had a lot of friends anyway. Some I've lost on the way, but I'm not actually bothered about that because I've gained so many more friends through doing this business, but they're actually proper friends. They're not just pretendy ones. So the amount of people that cross my path now, that are in my life now, is just incredible. And it gets me a little bit emotional looking at the photos. But each of these people are all amazing. They all do their own business. And I just literally coach, help, and guide them. And the thing is about this is you just always have people to support you. Sorry. So you'll always have someone to really help you and guide you. And have loads of fun with as well. So if you're looking for new friendships, or if you're really trying to kind of broaden your friendship groups and really try to just make the most of life and just have loads of fun with loads of amazing people, then this business really does give you that, because I didn't even know half of the people in these photographs a year ago. And they're literally never ever not by my side now, which I absolutely love. So I'm so thankful to all of them as well. So the other thing that it's helped me to do is to travel the world. And this is something that I'm massively, massively passionate about. Coming from a travel background, that is kind of what made me get into that line of work, if you like. Whereas what this has done, this has now allowed me to not be the person greeting the people at the airport saying, have a lovely holiday. I'm the one actually getting on a plane whenever I want, flying to whatever country I want, spending as much time as I want in that country, having the money to explore and do it properly, so no expense spared, and literally just doing the things that I've always said I wanted to do, things that have been on my bucket list for years. So things like I went to Berlin and saw the Berlin Wall, which was absolutely amazing. I love music, so that was why I kind of went there. I've also been to Amsterdam to check that place out because I heard it was amazing. Had such a good time there with me and the girls. I've been to Seville. I've been to Ibiza, which is where I plan on buying a house in the future. And most recently, literally, I got back yesterday. I've been to New York City, which was a massive, massive thing on my bucket list to have done. And I've just had the best time ever. And I went a bit wild in the shops, but because I could, and I didn't have to look at the price tag for some of them as well, which was something that I never ever thought would be possible. So traveling the world and really like experiencing the world is something that's really important to me. So if it's important to you too, this business can absolutely give you this. Also next year, I'm lucky enough to have qualified for 2 free holidays, and they're all-inclusive holidays, and they're not just kind of Butlins or anywhere like that. They are to Johannesburg, where I'm going on safari, and I'm able to take my mum with me. And I'm also going to Greece to a private golf resort, where I'm taking my mum again. God, she's getting loads of free holidays. She's loving it. So I get to take my mum to these amazing destinations, but for the rest of my life, I will get to travel the world twice a year to amazing destinations through this business, which is just incredible. Like, I still find that really hard to get my head around. I don't think it's sunk in that I'm going to 2 holidays next year either. The other thing that it's given me is choices, freedom, and time. Now, the choices part is I get to wake up at whatever time I want without an alarm clock. I don't have to commute. I literally walk down 10 stairs, flick open my MacBook, and that is me at work, which is brilliant. I also can choose whether I'm in the house or whether I'm out in a coffee shop or whether I'm in a nice restaurant having a glass of wine and a bit of lunch with the girls. I literally choose where I work. And what I do plan on doing in the future is actually using this to its maximum potential, because I plan on actually working in Bali from my laptop around a pool for a month. So this is how much choices and freedom this business can give you. The other thing that it's given me is time to spend with my family. Like I mentioned, I didn't have that before. So now if I fancy going out for lunch with my dad, I can ring him and say, Dad, I'm taking you out for lunch, and I can pay for it. If I want to go and pop round my nana's for a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, or my granda's house, I can. And I can spend as long as I want chatting with them. I'm not in a rush to be anywhere. I get to spend time with my aunties, uncles, cousins, and I get to spend time with my best friends whenever I want as well. So having that is like ridiculous. Like I was always confined to working holidays, weekends, late nights, early mornings, and now I don't have to do that, which is just something money can't buy. The other thing is my ability to help others now is this is my passion. So I've included a picture of some of the team in the middle of the photograph there that I help. But around the corners are 4 absolutely amazing girls who I've helped get to what we call a manager position within the business. Now, what this has now meant for these girls, Hayley, that you can see in the photograph here with her little boy and husband, she's now a full-time mumpreneur, so doesn't actually have to go to work. She is full-time mummy and works part-time on her business, but earns an incredible income through that, and that has given her so many choices. Coral, who you can see here with her crazy boyfriend Dan in the background, they love traveling, absolutely love it like me. So this business has allowed Coral to still work full-time. She's not had to give up a full-time job, but she now can go traveling and go to really amazing destinations around the world with her and her friends. So they actually rented a villa in Cyprus this summer, and they actually had all of that paid for by their business. And also they've been to Budapest. So they've been traveling around, which is fab. Claire in the photograph here with a beautiful little girl, Olivia. She has been able to leave work. She was a nursery nurse and was handing her child over to other people to look after, but now she can look after her own little girl and is earning an amazing income and has a fantastic team, and I'm so excited for her future. It's going to be amazing. And we have the amazing Hayley Campbell here with her 2 lovely little boys who she gets to be a full-time mum to as well. It's just given Hayley peace of mind. It's taken stress off her partner who has to work really long hours, and they just have the best family life possible because this gives them the extra income, time, choices that they needed, and that they've absolutely got now. So me helping these girls, they've done it all on their own. They've created their own success themselves, but I've just been here just to coach and guide them and just to help them and show them that they can absolutely do whatever they think is possible. And there's loads of other girls and guys that I've not included on the slides there, but they're also amazing, and I couldn't do what I do without my team. So basically, yeah, we're all a family, which I absolutely love. So it's also allowed me to buy a brand new car. I still feel like sometimes I have to hand this back. It doesn't feel real. I feel like Audi are going to come and take it off me at any point. But it allowed me to, It allowed me to drive around in a brand new car. That is all paid for by the business. So Forever give me £394 per month to pay for this car, which is berserk. And they do that for 3 years just for helping other people. And now my income, it's gone from £600 a month to £6,000 plus. And that doesn't include my international money either. Because I have a business in 9 countries around the world, where I get income coming through my doorstep, which used to be bills, but now it's income, which is great. But I get paid an income from this company, not just now, but for the rest of my life. So if I decide to have children in the future, my children have at least £3,000 coming into their bank accounts every month for life, which is just insane. Now, like I mentioned, I've got an international business in 9 countries globally. So I'm in America, Australia, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Canada, UK, Turkey, Spain, and there's one more that I can't think of. But yeah, I'm in 9 countries. I've never stepped foot in some of those countries before, but now I get money from them because I invited people to start their own business, and they knew people overseas. Now, the important thing to note is that we don't actually earn a single penny from each other. So all of the girls that I showed you in these slides here and all of the team, I don't earn a single penny from those girls. I actually just encourage, mentor and coach these girls to develop their own business, to get their own turnover. And from that turnover, the company, Forever Living, pay them from the profit margin. So we're all independent business owners. So it doesn't matter if I was here or if I wasn't, these girls would still get paid. And it wouldn't matter if they weren't there, I would still get paid. So the other thing that this has given me is a better health. I was a stone and a half heavier when I first started Forever Living, and that is basically because I use all of the products. I absolutely love the products, and they've given me huge health benefits. They've massively cleared up my skin. I suffered from acne really badly, and now I'm quite blemish free. I still do occasionally get a spot, but nothing like what I had. It's also helped my mum. My mum suffered from migraines, and also had migraines. So basically, these products have absolutely helped her. Excuse me, have helped her as well. And it's also helped my friends, my family, people around me that I really care about now also have a great health because they use these products, because I'm not going to not let them use them because they're that good. So that's massively helped me as well, which I think sometimes forget what the products have done for them. But I'm really grateful to Forever for the products, because I worked briefly for Clarins, like I mentioned. I'd used all types of products on my skin, but nothing ever helped me until I actually started using these and started seeing the benefits from them. So what are my plans next? Well, my plans are to pay off my mum and dad's debt, and that includes mortgages. So I really want my mum and dad to retire by the age of at least minimum 55, 56. So that is something that I'm working my butt off to happen, and it's going to happen. I want to go traveling the world a little bit more. So like I mentioned, I'm probably going to be up and rooting and taking myself to Bali for a month, and I'm going to work from a villa over there for a little bit. And then when I get back from there, that is when I'm going to look into buying a house of my own, because I still live with my mum, which is good because I can save. But the most important thing going forward for me is to help as many people on their own journey get to where they want to be, because I've got everything that I could want now. I'm literally a millionaire in my eyes. So I'm all about helping other girls and guys to really hit their full potential, because anybody can do whatever they want to do. Nobody can tell you that they can't. So my other thing that I really want to do, if I can control my crying a little bit more, is to deliver talks to people. So really inspire and encourage people, to tell them that they can absolutely do whatever it is that they want to do. Because for so long, so many of us are told that we can't do that, we'll never succeed, we'll not be successful in that, when actually we can. So now what I'm going to do is open it up, and I'm going to open up to some questions and answers. So you've probably got quite a few questions. So I'm going to look in the chat box first of all and have a little see what you are asking me. And I'll try my best to basically answer these as clearly and as carefully as I can. If we run out of time, because I am conscious it is over 8:30, I am going to open up questions. So if you are already in the business, ask the person who, if you're not already in the business, ask the person who invited you on here this evening to send me a question, and I'll send the answer back for you. That's not a problem. So I've got a question from Param. Hi, Param. Which says, what methods have you used to sell products to customers? Okay, so hand on heart, this might sound cheesy. It's not meant to sound cheesy at all, but this is not a selling business. I honestly promise you that. The reason for that is I personally used the products myself. I saw huge benefits from that. And through the passion that I gained from them, through the stories that I'd obviously gained through using them, I just then went and told all of my friends and family about them. So, for example, they could see my skin had cleared up. They asked me why that was. And then I said, I've been drinking a fantastic drinking gel, which has massively helped me because of the vitamin and mineral content. And so I really think you should try it too if a skin condition is of your concern. They've tried it. Our products all come with a 60-day money-back guarantee, unconditionally. So if they didn't see benefit from it, they weren't losing out anyway. So I had that to back me up. Other methods that I'd used was gathering friends and family round to my home, talking through products, letting them try them, Facebook, social media, events, so finding like events on in my local area and going down to them, stalls. We've got like little product baskets that you can hand out to people. We do samples, so there's loads of different ways, but you would be shown all of this if you did decide to become a business owner. We do have Gold Award Investors in People training. So learning how the business operates, how it works, would all be included with your business training. The second part of the question that Param asked me was, are all of your customers also sellers? No, not a lot of my customers are sellers. They actually just buy the products, use them. Some of the people that have actually used the products have decided that they would like to utilize the business because they've seen that much of a benefit from the products. They would be silly not to use the business side. And what they actually found was their friends and family were open to using the products. So rather than me earning the money, they would earn the money instead, which I was way more happy to do for them. The third part of the question was, what is the margin on your products? So your margin can be anything from 35 to 48%, and then you also get a bonus back on the full retail price of your products as well. So it's a pretty good markup. You're getting instant cash profit, and you're also getting a bonus as well. So I hope that's helped, Param. Hope that's helped answer your question. Is there any more questions? If you have got them, pop them into the chat box. Because I only have one, which is strange. Thought you were all going to ask me a lot of questions there. But I'll hold it on for a little bit more. If you want to log off the webinar now, please feel free to. I hope you've had an amazing time listening to my journey. And I hope you've taken something from that. If you do want to stay on and ask me some questions, that's more than fine. I'm happy to do that. But thanks so much for logging in. And if you want to know a little bit more about this business and how it can help you, like it has me in a year, then please really do get back in touch with the person who asked you to join us tonight, because we'd love to help you on your journey. So thank you so much. Okay, so I've got some more questions. Okay, how long did it take me to reach supervisor position? Okay, supervisor position is one of the first positions that we have in our business. That took me 2 months to get to. Okay, I've just got another question, which is, how do you plan your time to meet goals of contacting people? Okay, so when I contact people, I don't necessarily do it in an unnatural way. I just chat to people because I'm genuinely interested in how I can help their lives. So the way that I do it, I write down who I'm going to contact before the week starts on a Sunday. And then basically what I do is, if I'm very stuck for time, I'll pre-write out the messages beforehand, and then I'll send them while I'm out and about. But if you're starved for time, you can do this face to face. So don't feel like you have to do it through Facebook or you have to do it through a social media site. You can do this as you're out and about. So, for example, I've just been to New York, I've been shopping, I've been not at work, but I've still been talking to people about the business because I went into Mac, I saw this guy, he looked like really buff. He was gay, unfortunately. And I just started speaking to him. He said that he was a personal trainer, but also was a makeup artist. Alarm bells started ringing in my head. Oh my God, I could totally help him. So I added him on Facebook, and then we've been chatting. So literally, it's as simple as that. Your contacts don't have to be through Facebook. Okay, so what do you have to do to achieve supervisor? Okay, so to achieve supervisor, you have to put through what we call 25 case credits over 2 months. So when you join the business, we will teach you all of this company jargon. But basically, a case credit is £167 at wholesale and £267 at retail. And you and your team collectively have to do 25 case credits over a 2-month period to achieve the supervisor position. But we would absolutely train you, coach you, and guide you to get to that position with our training. Okay, Kerry, you've asked me to explain the stages of the business and what you have to do to achieve them. It would be really hard for me to explain this just very briefly in a nutshell over Facebook. Or over the webinar. So what will be best for you to do, Hun, is if you get back in touch with the person who has introduced you to the webinar tonight and ask them if they can invite you along to what we call one of our business presentations, where you'll have the business completely explained to you in full, and that'll explain to you the stages, how we get paid, how the business actually runs, and a lot more in detail. Tonight was just more so about my journey and how it can absolutely change your life and what it can give you. I think we've got time for a couple more questions if you've got some, and then we'll log off. You're welcome, Carrie, no problem. Fab. Well, it's been amazing. I don't think there's any more questions coming through. But like I say, if you've got any, please don't feel afraid to even message me on Facebook or message the person that has introduced you today. So I'm just called Kate Mcrae on Facebook. So if you've got any more questions, please do. But thanks so much for logging in. It's been a pleasure talking, and I hope it's helped. Thank you very much. Have a nice night. Bye.